Hey, what does it take to save someone from a burning building? We are live this afternoon as the Mesa Fire Department practices some rescue techniques. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. A Peoria woman and her pets are doing better this afternoon after a night they'd rather forget. Fire broke out in the laundry room of the woman's home overnight, and the flames then spread to the attic. The woman and her 3 pets were treated for smoke inhalation, but they are expected to be okay. Quick responses to situations just like that can mean the difference between life and death. They require intense training by firefighters, too. This afternoon, pros from the Mesa Fire Department are receiving real-life training on search and rescue techniques, and we want to show this to you. Captain Forrest Smith is no stranger to all of us here on EVB Live. He's helped us address many life-saving safety issues right here on the show. So, Captain Smith, we always appreciate you joining us. Tell us what you're doing. Also, tell us what neighborhood you're in this afternoon.
Hi, Scott. Good to see you. Well, we're in the neighborhood just in central Mesa, in an area called the Escobedo housing development area. This area was set for demolition, so there were some contractors, Gorman and another contracting company, Toppel, had given us access to this neighborhood here. We're off University near Mesa Drive. Essentially, they gave us access to this area that's about to be demolished for us to do some real-life training and allow us to get in and be in an area that's not familiar to us, such as our training area, to come in and do some of our drills and techniques.
And let's talk about that. What are some of the drills that you'll cover today?
Well, some of the things we're doing is, in the real-life fires, one of the things we do is we make sure that we're protecting people from the fire. Life safety is the #1 element. The next element is making sure that our firefighters are safe, and followed by the fact that we're trying to protect exposures. So the drill today allows us to work on ventilation techniques, our search and rescue techniques, and how to get out of a building. You could be in a strip mall or in a house, and at times you may have a firefighter who could be trapped. So we're going to work on ways for firefighters to get out of a building. There's a wall that your camera's on over here. We've got some crews who'll be breaching that wall. For instance, over here, you see the wall. There'll be a firefighter actually breaking through that wall momentarily. We also have a crew over here that's doing what we call ladder company operations. Their job is to go on the roof of a structure, cut a hole, which allows those smoke and gases to go out. The idea with having that is that allows people to have a better chance of survivability in a building.
And Captain, when I was reading about these exercises today, what was interesting to me, this is really good for not just, the rookies you've got on teams out there, but also for the veteran firefighters too, right?
Well, that's exactly it, because in order for us to be better at our jobs, we don't just deliver a product. Firefighters in the fire service, we deliver a service. So what we're trying to do is hone our skills, and as veterans and as newer people on the job, really getting into an environment like this where you don't know what you're going into, it's a lot more realistic than being at our training academy. So having access to this is excellent and real refreshing for our veterans and, of course, our newer members.
I'm also wondering this, once you complete the exercises today, you go back, all of you debrief. Do these training exercises, can they kind of change the way that you would respond to fires in the future?
Oh, absolutely, because the thing with the fire service, we're always trying to find ways to deliver better service, to protect the public and to protect ourselves. So what we'll do is we'll go through a critique, and as any fire you have, you critique that. So our training scenarios allow us to take a look at what we're doing, if there's a better way we can do it, if we can have better techniques. Is the equipment we're using working the way it should be working? And really allows us to completely assess in a safe environment whether what we're doing is working and if there's other ways to do it better.
Well, Captain, stay put. We're going to leave our cameras out there as well. We've got other segments to get to right now. But again, Captain Forrest Smith, as always, we appreciate your time. Stay there, and we'll check back in. We'll show our audience some of those training opportunities as we continue this afternoon right here on EVB Live. Tran.
It's still just a few degrees above the norm. Guys, back over to you.
Caribe, thanks. Normally, folks, this would look like a breaking news situation, but here's what's happening. If you're seeing fire trucks, those firefighters right there in the Escobedo neighborhood of Mesa, no worries. Those buildings out there are abandoned, and they were going to tear them down, but instead, they got hooked up with the Mesa Fire Department, so they're doing some real-life training, going through some exercises out there. So that's really good. Instead of, again, just tearing those buildings down, they bring in the Mesa Fire Department, and they can do some really good training out there. So we appreciate those guys letting us bring those pictures to all of you.
Well, the first family getting